Age gap romances have captivated audiences for decades. These films explore connections that transcend generational divides, delivering passion, complexity, and unforgettable chemistry. Here are 10 movies that masterfully portray older man-younger woman love stories. 10. Entrapment, 1999. When legendary thief Robert McDougal meets insurance investigator Virginia Baker, sparks fly despite a 40-year age difference between the actors. Sean Connery was 68 years old when he starred opposite 29-year-old Catherine Zeta-Jones, making this one of Hollywood's most significant age gaps ever put on screen. The film follows Jin as she attempts to entrap the master thief by posing as a criminal herself. What begins as a cat-and-mouse game slowly transforms into genuine attraction. Their chemistry sizzles through elaborate heist sequences and trust-building exercises. The famous laser scene became iconic, showcasing their physical connection while navigating security systems. Director John Amiot wisely lets the romance develop organically through shared danger and mutual respect. Connery brings weary sophistication to Mac, while Zeta-Jones matches him with fierce intelligence. Their May-December romance feels surprisingly natural, built on admiration rather than mere physical attraction. 9. As Good as It Gets, 1997. Jack Nicholson won his third Oscar playing Melvin Udall, a misanthropic romance novelist with obsessive-compulsive disorder who falls for waitress Carol Connolly, played by Helen Hunt. The 26-year age gap between the actors added complexity to their unlikely romance. Melvin initially treats Carol terribly, hurling insults at everyone around him. But Carol is the only waitress willing to serve him at his favorite restaurant. When she threatens to never serve him again unless he behaves, something shifts inside this cranky writer. Gradually, his obsession with routine transforms into genuine affection for this struggling single mother. The brilliance lies in watching Melvin's transformation. He arranges medical care for Carol's son, expecting nothing in return. He delivers one of cinema's most memorable lines about her making him want to be a better man. Hunt won the Oscar for bringing warmth and dignity to Carol. Their romance feels earned because both characters grow through knowing each other. 8. Memoirs of a Geisha, 2005. This visually stunning adaptation follows Chio, a young girl sold to a geisha house who falls for the chairman, a kind businessman who showed her compassion during childhood. Ken Watanabe plays the distinguished chairman, while Zi Zhang portrays the determined Sayuri. The film spans decades, watching Chio transform into the legendary geisha Sayuri. Throughout her training and rise to prominence, she never forgets the chairman's kindness. Their connection remains mostly unspoken, built on glances and small gestures across crowded rooms. Sayuri endures tremendous hardship, partly hoping to one day be worthy of his attention. Director Rob Marshall creates breathtaking visual poetry. The film earned 3 Academy Awards for its technical achievements. When they finally unite after World War II devastates Japan, their romance represents hope amid destruction. The age gap symbolizes wisdom meeting beauty, experience meeting innocence. 7. Phantom Thread, 2017. Daniel Day-Lewis delivered his reportedly final performance as Reynolds Woodcock, a fastidious 1950s London dressmaker who becomes entangled with young waitress Alma. Vicky Krieps was 34 opposite 60-year-old Day-Lewis, though their character's age gap feels even wider. Reynolds initially views Alma as another temporary muse, someone to inspire his creations before being dismissed by his protective sister Cyril. But Alma proves unexpectedly resilient. She refuses to disappear quietly, instead finding disturbing ways to make Reynolds need her. Their relationship becomes a gothic dance of control and submission. Paul Thomas Anderson wrote and directed this hypnotic film. Day-Lewis brings obsessive perfectionism to Reynolds, while Krieps matches him with quiet determination. The film received 6 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, cementing its status as a modern classic exploring love's darker corners. 6. An Education, 2009. Carey Mulligan earned an Oscar nomination playing Jenny, a bright 16-year-old in 1960s London whose life changes when she meets the charming David, a man twice her age. Peter Sarsgaard brings smooth sophistication to David, who sweeps Jenny into a world of concerts, art auctions, and Parisian weekends. The film explores how easily intelligence can be seduced by experience. Jenny is heading toward Oxford, destined for academic achievement. But David offers immediate excitement that makes studying Latin feel pointless. He charms not just Jenny, but her parents, convincing them to trust their daughter with this mysterious older man. Based on journalist Lynn Barber's memoir, the story carries authentic weight. Nick Hornby's screenplay navigates difficult territory without judgment. When David's true nature emerges, Jenny must rebuild her life. The film earned 3 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. 5. Sabrina, 1995. This remake of Billy Wilder's classic stars Julia Ormond as Sabrina, the chauffeur's daughter who returns from Paris transformed into a sophisticated woman. Harrison Ford plays Lanus Larrabee, the workaholic businessman who initially manipulates Sabrina to protect a business merger, but unexpectedly falls for her himself. Ford was 53 opposite 29-year-old Ormond, bringing gravitas to Linus's emotional awakening. The character has sacrificed personal happiness for corporate success, barely noticing life passing him by. Sabrina's arrival disrupts his carefully ordered existence. Director Sidney Pollack updates the story while preserving its romantic core. Ormond radiates grace and intelligence, making Sabrina more than just a beautiful woman waiting to be rescued. She challenges Linus's assumptions about what matters in life. Their romance develops through witty conversations and shared moments of unexpected honesty. 4. Autumn in New York, 2000. Richard Gere plays Will Keane, a 48-year-old restaurant owner and notorious womanizer who falls for 22-year-old Charlotte, played by Winona Ryder. Their romance takes unexpected turns when Charlotte reveals she has a terminal heart condition. Will has spent decades avoiding commitment, discarding women before relationships become serious. Charlotte initially seems like another conquest, but her illness forces him to confront his emotional cowardice. For the first time, Will must consider someone else's needs above his own desires. The film bathes New York City in gorgeous autumn colors while exploring themes of mortality and redemption. Gere brings wounded vulnerability beneath Will's polished exterior, while Ryder infuses Charlotte with determination to live fully despite her diagnosis. Their age gap becomes meaningful, representing different life stages colliding. 3. Lost in Translation, 2003. Sofia Coppola's masterpiece pairs Bill Murray's fading movie star Bob Harris with Scarlett Johansson's neglected newlywed Charlotte, 2 lonely Americans adrift in Tokyo. Their connection transcends typical romance, existing in that ambiguous space between friendship and something deeper. Murray was 52, while Johansson was just 17 during filming, though her character is slightly older. Their relationship never becomes explicitly romantic, which makes it more powerful. They share insomnia, karaoke sessions, and quiet conversations in hotel bars. Both feel disconnected from their actual lives back home. Coppola captures Tokyo's alien beauty through their jet-lagged eyes. Murray delivers career-best work, mixing comedy with profound sadness. The film's famous whispered ending remains deliberately unclear. Sometimes the most meaningful connections defy easy categorization. 2. Charade, 1963. Often called the best Hitchcock movie that Hitchcock never made, this romantic thriller pairs Cary Grant with Audrey Hepburn in a sophisticated cat-and-mouse game through Paris. Grant was 59 opposite 33-year-old Hepburn, and reportedly he worried about appearing too old for the romance. Hepburn plays Regina, a woman whose murdered husband apparently stole a fortune that dangerous men now want recovered. Grant appears as Peter Joshua, though his identity keeps shifting throughout the film. Regina never knows whether to trust him, creating delicious tension underlying their witty banter. Director Stanley Donen crafted a perfect blend of romance, comedy, and suspense. Henry Mancini's score adds elegance while Parisian locations provide timeless beauty. Grant and Hepburn share effortless chemistry, their age difference addressed directly when Regina pursues him rather than vice versa. 1. Pretty Woman, 1990. The ultimate modern fairy tale transformed Julia Roberts into a superstar and redefined romantic comedy for a generation. Richard Gere plays Edward Lewis, a wealthy corporate raider who hires Hollywood prostitute Vivian Ward for a week of companionship during business dealings. Gere was 41 opposite 22-year-old Roberts, though their chemistry made the age gap feel natural. Edward's polished sophistication contrasts with Vivian's street-smart authenticity. She challenges his ruthless business practices while he introduces her to luxury she never imagined. Both transform through knowing each other. Director Gary Marshall created something magical despite controversial subject matter. The Rodeo Drive shopping sequence became iconic, as did Vivian's opera tears and the fire escape finale. Roberts earned an Oscar nomination for bringing vulnerability beneath Vivian's tough exterior. The film grossed over $460 million worldwide. What makes Pretty Woman endure is its genuine heart. Edward doesn't rescue Vivian. They rescue each other from lonely, emotionally stunted lives. Age gap romances continue fascinating filmmakers and audiences alike. These 10 films demonstrate that love stories gain complexity when characters bridge generational divides. They remind us that genuine connection transcends numbers on birth certificates.